So at work I do something called motivational interviewing when I'm working with a patient. And what that is we basically we have a conversation. Anything that they say that is positive, I will go back and reinforce that. Oh, well, you took a walk last night. That is so wonderful. I'm so glad you did that. You know, just a little thing, and it really sticks. And at least in research, I find that people will really stick with a protocol if they're reinforced on the good behaviors that they have. So, or thank you for being home tonight and taking this call. That's so great of you. And, you know, it's good to talk with you, and have a nice day. Anything you could do to make it a positive experience for them will keep them coming back. Let's see. Reducing risks. So you are in the line of defense for these people in reducing risks. So you can see their potential for risk behavior. Let's say their numbers are going up and up and up, and maybe it's just 10, 15, points by average every week. But, you see it, and you know that they're not doing well. Have them come in. I'll see them any Tuesday that we have an appointment, or have them come see an endocrinologist. You're the person that's going to know whether there's trouble. Let's see. I'm going to keep going because I want to go over the diet stuff. The one thing to remember is that, the patients that you're talking to, you are preaching to the choir in that these people are actually talking to you. So there's a vast population of people that you will not talk to, who need to be talked to. These people have volunteered to do the program, and they've signed up for it, and they're ready to go, and they're encouraged. So remember, when you're talking to them, you may be very frustrated at times, but this is the choir that you're preaching to. They actually showed up. So that in and of itself is a big feat. I do look at the charts at least twice a month, and I'll make notes. And if you disagree with me, you want to talk about something, that's absolutely fine. You can email me anytime. And if for some reason you can't show up and you can't get someone to cover your shift, and I'm here, I'm happy to call your patients. I'd rather call them than not have anyone call them that night. And lastly, thank you for making a difference, because you will make a difference in doing this program. Continue on to look at diet. So I've outlined sort of what healthy meal planning looks like. Because you may get questions, very specific questions, what am I supposed to be eating? And if I haven't seen them, or if I'm going to see them, or if they had a question about a meal, they may be asking you. So for breakfast, I usually have them pick, protein, a fruit, grain, a beverage, a fat, and then freebies. And so knowing your portion size is pretty key. And I don't know if anyone's actually ever measured or weighed your food before at home. It is very informative. If you've not done this, see what a serving of rice looks like. Or, measure that cup of cereal, because it's not what it is when you pour it. Measure a teaspoon of butter. What does that actually look like? It's very important for these people, because especially if they're going to be doing any kind of carbohydrate counting, they're going to need to know serving sizes. And we're trying to reduce serving size, right? We're trying to get some portion control here. So your knowledge of portion control is going to be very, very helpful. So even if you just look at the box of something twice a week and see what the portion size is and measure it out, that will inform you. Anything you can do to kind of look at that. And again, lunch, I've got this up here. I really encourage the lean protein, and we do have some vegetarians, so you could do, tofu, you could do like a nut butter spread. Again, that's not lean, but protein. Keep the grains whole, brown or wild rice, whole wheat pasta, none of this white pasta stuff, none of this white bread stuff. Just because the glycemic index is much lower, and you actually get some nutrients from the whole grain. And you can see it in blood sugar. If someone eats a whole grain pasta, and by the way, the serving size is a cup of pasta, which won't fill your plate. and usually half a cup of sauce if it has meat in it. So it's actually a very small portion versus like white pasta with the same thing. And watching it on a continuous glucose monitor, the whole wheat pasta will spike up a little bit and then it'll continue and then it'll kind of drop off with blood sugar, and the white pasta will do this. And then eventually it's going to crash. So particularly with type 2s, if they're on just basal insulin, they'll spike way up and then eventually they're going to fall. So I don't know if you guys have ever done like a pancake breakfast before and then felt lousy like 3 hours afterwards. Yeah, that's that effect there. That's what I call the skyrocket effect. Dinner's important because dinner's usually the biggest meal of the day because people are at home and you can make everything, or some people actually, do takeout, which as long as you know your portions and you know what you're eating, and it can be okay. I mean, Subway has some good choices, and Sticks has some good choices. There are a lot of places that you can get some healthy choices. They're not typically your fast food restaurants. Although you can get a good grilled chicken sandwich at some places and get some fruit and some salad, but in general, I try to say, hey, that's a very special occasion. That is not going to be your weekly deal. Snacks and or dessert. I say choose 2 a day, and you will see that by dessert I don't mean a big old thing of cake or a ding dong or a ho-ho. So there's actually a lot of great things out there. There's the 100-calorie packs of things, the cookies and things like that. And there's also Weight Watchers makes really good desserts. Skinny Cow makes good desserts. But there's a lot of snack portions, the popcorn bag of 100-calorie things now that are being made that are actually already portioned out for you. And so I would encourage 2 a day, particularly if they're got a lengthy time between breakfast and lunch, or between lunch and dinner. There can be a snack there, and then if they're a person who has to have a snack while they watch TV at night, save the other one for that period of time. But really try to stick to 3 meals and 2 snacks if possible. So if you've got a grazer, someone that's just going to eat all day, we'll probably want to sit down with them and talk about what they're doing. Because you could graze, but it's going to have to be mainly, vegetables and low glycemic index things. And the last thing I have here is a diabetes etiquette card. And this is just for when you're interacting with someone that has a chronic disease, to keep in mind, to not blame them and not be very judgmental, because they're going to do stupid stuff. You do stupid stuff. We all do stupid stuff. But you can't get angry with them for it, because they have this disease every day of their life. So just keep in mind, get some kindness. A lot of honey with the medicine will help, and remember, you will make a difference here, in people's lives. And I'm always here for questions, and if you ever want to come with me on a session with a patient to do some diabetes education, I would love to do that. And you can always ask questions in between clinics and email me anytime, whether it's type 1 or type 2, because we do see some type 1s. We haven't put them in this program, but we do have type 1s here. So let's learn how to use this glucometer real quick.